Book joggers can't read.
Negative reviews of books are just as important as positive ones.
Colt's goofy and charming. He doesn't have a single ounce of morally gray, touch her and die in him. Not a red flag in sight.
I feel like we're losing the plot of what reviewing books is supposed to do.
Literally, some of the worst books I have ever read in my life.
Do you trust Goodreads for your taste in books? Do any of the TikTokers really seem honest about certain books? More importantly, do they seem truthful of their reviews? Well, let's try imagine you want feedback on a certain book you really want to get. So you go to Goodreads and you see the ratings are barely anything. The reviews are empty, not even a single video popping up out of when you search it up. Popular books right now don't really have a good reputation. The majority of people are questioning why these books got even published in the first place. Is publishing in ruins? Probably not. Just not looking at the right spot. That is why I have read books that I guarantee you nobody but me has experienced them. None review videos about them, not a website or any posts from the authors, not any social media from the authors, not a website, not even physical photo of the author. Maybe in the future, that 0 is gonna turn into number 1, and that's gonna come from you one day. Something special about this book comes from a gift by my teacher, Ty Spencer Foster, an actual author published over several works, including Deep Mud, or what the characters like to call it, deep shit. In the 1920s, living among a man past sins led to the punishing of an entire town, but also passed a curse to his son, and soon that son would have Ricardo, man Mrs. The supposed hero possessed the cursed jewel, which he must return to the gravestone to save his town, Deep Mud. Whose gravestone? Antonio Jesus Menace choked his lover to death, buried her body. Other crimes in Mexico aren't really counted for, but still cursed for having a long, guilty life. But the most startling, the necklace she wears appeared in Jose's hand, a chunk of turquoise wrapped once around her neck. Adonio warned his son to bury it underground. That cursed jewel caused Adonio his death and carried on to generations until Ricardo comes into picture. Crazy events keep happening around Deep Mud, as stalkers going around and attacking people with a pair of pliers and throwing outdated pennies at them. A local physical physician attempts to resurrect his dead wife, while his not supposed to be born daughter is alive. But one traumatic event happened in 4th of July celebration. During the fireworks, someone strapped Mayor Smug to a skywalker. It was then realized he exploded all over the town people. While all that happened, Ricardo's father had been missing for months. After his disappearance, he wouldn't talk and mostly take walks to chill. But this time, he didn't came back. More shortly, recalling Ricardo's possessing the cursed turquoise, he feels like it has something to do with his father's disappearance. He discussed it to someone who supposedly knows everything. She said that he was far away, but she's dying quickly, and her quest is to rest her body in Mexico. I don't want to spoil the rest of the plot, but he and her granddaughter eventually go to Mexico to rest her long life. It may seem like a basic haunting story, but trust me, it's more than that. A child had to pay for their relatives' consequences until they give the curse a personal, sincere forgiveness and mercy. Give back what it belongs. If not, then everyone around him will suddenly be killed, a sudden killer, or just disappeared. Personally, while the book is great, based on my taste of writing, it's incredibly fast-paced. The vibe is mismatched. Some parts are normal, while the others are tragic. Not right away, but slowly creeping up to you until it finally claws at you. That includes the cursed necklace. You don't think much of it until the very end, something exploded. This book isn't a typical horror story, but adds that mystery flow and tragedy strike. If you are a beginner trying a thriller interested in resurrections of the dead, supernaturals, stalking, then this book is definitely top of your TBR. For Deep Mud, it wasn't much of a mystery. I already know my teacher. But this one is a bit deeper of the iceberg. A little fun fact. I got the whole series from Goodwill, and the first book has been signed by the author herself. Like I said, this is a trilogy, but I'm only talking about the first one, Unconquered Warriors. There was a little innocent girl, Roma, strolling through the forest with her grandma. Many women and girls were on their side until raiders appeared and abducted them. Women were often sold and become slaves to their master. Roman was just a girl. She lost her virginity so young. At the years of enslavement, rival clan destroyed her village. She decided to flee, including followers by her side. The ancient forest they went to gave them freedom. Roman and the woman become independent survivors, growing into a clan of fearless warriors. They call themselves Woma, I think, or a woman who lives without man. Generations later, Roman descendant Sina rode her family legacy stronger, until she was getting too curious about the outside of her clan. She found upon an injured man. Sienna healed his strength back. He named himself James. He was caught himself from an ambush in a secret mountain path. Everyone in there was murdered, including his father. Sienna was generous enough to bury his dead father and carry James to his town. Sienna and James eventually become both political allies, and the pair form a romantic bond. I wrote this quite a while ago, so the details are fuzzy. So with the help of Google, Roman's clan seek a new allies of Reganation clans aiming to build trade units. Thanks to Sienna's rescues, James now rules as king, granted a powerful treaty that guarantees the woman a place in the new order. This epic fantasy focused on physical combat, political allies, ancient forests, and mystical ports to other worlds, despite this incredibly explosive continuation of the series. Although the slow romantic is surprisingly good, even for me who doesn't find that genre favorable. The writing is absolutely well done and complex. The story was well performed by this mysterious author, G.L. Nicely. I'm surprised is an elder. With only 3 published books, the Woman series. With the only picture of her and a short description. She has a very private social life. J.L. Nicely is obviously a pet name, but I searched deeply on the internet, and all I found was that this book was actually a sign of a competition. If you scroll down, Unconquered Warriors appeared, and besides it is the author's name. Now I may be going crazy, but I may or may not found the official author's name, her description, her job, and maybe her location. Their image are creepily similar. The same round cheeks, white teeth, blue eyes, and the hair is obviously different, but this could be a different timeline. One more thing, this book actually has 2 editions. One published on July 9th, 2018 by Breeny Press and only in Kindle edition. I say the people who are wanting to challenge themselves into high-level writing and world building. This trilogy is definitely on your top TBR.
A young girl named Al who has an opportunity to curse her mother's sickness. A rainbow journey through 7 magical worlds, each with the color of the rainbow and a different challenge or theme. Only guided by a black kitten, helping solve riddles in each world while facing mystery. Necromaster. Pink for love, orange for creativity, orange for braveness, green for healing, blue for scared, purple for power, and finally, the rainbow, a dying landscape that must be broken from the curse. A young adult fantasy about courage, love, and selflessness. Has been almost a year or more since I ever read this book. I got it from the library, so I can't recall what I remembered, but trust me, it's over 380 pages, just enough to actually feel the world building and likable characters. I'll recommend it to a more younger audience, but perfect to start reading as a beginner.
That's all the books that sincerely deserve lots of attention and love. They're all well done, underrated definitely, and fantastic in their own way. I hope that I encourage you to read other authors' works, other than controversial or overpopulated authors. Alas, this is the end of the video. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's. If the video comes out late, then I hope your year starts well. One question I want you to think about. Do you let yourself be influenced by any social media for a taste of anything? It doesn't have to be just books. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you later in the next video.